Within the last year, I want to say, of my life, it really started to roll. I own multiple properties, rental properties. We flip houses. I own an air conditioning company. Last year, I owned a restaurant. And actually, just recently, we are basically a paid personality for us to be able to make little videos and advertise for it. And of course, I'm a father of 3 kids with Tiffany. So we're going to be going on our 6-year anniversary coming up. You know, like Doug was saying, we met each other back in middle school, and one great thing about that was that you ran a great youth program. All the schools were like, I can't wait till Wednesday. I can't wait till Wednesday. We're going to youth group, and that was one thing that we look forward to. But we packed about 8 people inside a small Toyota Corolla to be able to make it to youth group, and we were coming out like clowns out of there. It was hilarious. So when we first moved over here from New York and Canada to Florida, my dad had a dream of opening a bunch of chain restaurants. We ended up in DeLand. We opened one up there, and that was successful. And he decided to go a little bit more west of DeLand, and sure enough, we found this little town called Eustis. At that time, China Lane was the only restaurant here, and we decided to do something. When the times were good, man, we were making lots and lots of money. From what I understand, was a lot of money back then. Of course, I was a kid back then. Yeah. After the divorce of my mom and dad, they kind of got out of the restaurant business, and my mom would always send me, hey, in elementary school even, hey, go to church, follow these guys, I don't know if it was one, she wanted me to learn who God was, what he can do in our life, have the faith that we need, or 2, just get rid of us, So, but let's think about the positive one. Yeah, right. Either way it worked. So, but in middle school, that's one thing that I really did look forward to. I mean, as a young adolescent kid, I was just thinking it was somewhere to hang out, somewhere to go, somewhere to be away from my house. Because not that my house was really, really bad, but my mom had to go to night school. She had to do what she had to do. So if we can put in time somewhere else, she'd rather know that I'm over at a church youth group and hanging out with good people, trying to go places and learning about being the positive influences in my life, as to being on the streets. But it really was good. I remember one time, and I don't remember the guy's name, but he said, did you guys want to be in a parade? What are these kids doing here? And he was someone in city council or so, and he's like, well, there's a parade coming on, and eventually they're like, I know a couple people that can take these guys, because growing up in an Asian family, you work, you breathe, you ate, that's where you were, that was just another upbringing. I mean, you literally stayed there. I went to school, came back, and I was there at the restaurant. I wasn't at the house, I was there at the restaurant. Because if you own your own business nowadays, you have to work it more than 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. You know that. I hope you guys understand that too. When your parents have your own business, sometimes you might not get their undivided attention, but they've got to make sure that there's money coming in to pay the bills, there's food on the table for you to be able to eat and send you on your way. He basically told us that, hey, you want to go onto a parade? And we were like, yeah. So my mom's like, yeah, there you go. Well, it just so happens that this guy knew somebody, and that's where the name Guy Grayford comes into play. They would take us places, and they would teach us things, the mannerisms, what you should and shouldn't do, use proper English. I mean, they were all Catholic there in Eustis. I mean, we went every Sunday when we were in elementary school. And these are the little skills that you guys don't understand, and that's what I would like to really be strict on. If people learn at a young age how to eat, how not to do things, common sense, because common sense to you might be right to you, but common sense to someone else, and when they're doing it, is not, it might be right to them, but when you guys get together, it clashes. Choose a wife or a husband in the future, make sure they have common sense. I don't want to say the generation behind me or the generation in front of me are a lot different than the generation that I'm in, but I think history repeats itself. When you have to settle for something because you can't wait for it, sometimes you tend to lose out. To even a husband or a wife for long term, if you just settle for a guy because it's convenient, and I've actually seen and have witnessed with my own eyes husbands and wives getting married because it was convenient. They were happy where they're at, and they will settle for their significant other. Some of them are still married today, but I wouldn't suggest doing that, guys. Doug, I've made a lot of good and bad decisions, but did it all pan out okay? Yeah, I guess it did. God already has a plan and a path for you. No matter if you choose the wrong decision or it's not the most righteous decision, He's got a plan for you, and He's got consequences that you're going to have to go through because you chose that path. But everything will work out, and I want everybody out there to know everything will work out just for the mere fact that you got to have faith. You gotta talk to Him,